My wife is a determined woman, especially when it comes to making life-changing decisions. We have been married for 3 years, and in that time we have worked hard to get back on our feet and establish a stable life. My dear wife tends to make all-important family decisions quickly and efficiently. Recently, she decided to go for a refresher course, leaving her mom to live with us and take care of the household chores during her absence. I said goodbye to my wife as she boarded the plane, feeling both proud and anxious for her. I then set out to pick up my mother-in-law from her home. Not wanting to subject her to the inconvenience of public transportation, I followed her by car to ensure a comfortable journey. My wife's mother, who is 19 years older than her, still looks remarkably young and holds herself with grace and dignity. There is a natural elegance about her that is evident in even the simplest of things. Around the house, she often walks around in casual robes that somehow emphasize her aura of casual sophistication. When I arrived at her place, she was already ready, with neatly packed luggage and a cheerful mood. While she made the final preparations, I had a hasty snack of what she offered. My mother-in-law is an excellent cook, and she takes genuine pride in feeding others. It's a quality I deeply admire, and it has clearly been passed on to her daughter. Both women have a soft, calming presence combined with a shared love of good food. After enjoying our meal and thanking her warmly, we headed to my house, chatting softly about her plans for her time here. The halfway point of the trip was smooth and uneventful, the scenery alternating between urban and suburban. My relationship with my mother-in-law has always been friendly and cooperative, without the stereotypical tension often heard about in anecdotes. We have always been able to talk openly, and I appreciate her pragmatic nature and sense of humor. However, she has moments when she craves extra attention or recognition, which sometimes leads to mild awkwardness. I have mentioned this tendency to my wife in the past, but she has always brushed it off with a laugh, insisting that it is harmless. As we got deeper into the countryside, my mother-in-law suddenly asked me to stop in the woods, explaining that she urgently needed to use the restroom. I found a secluded spot where she could have some privacy, and the car was parked off the road. While I waited for her to return, I couldn't stand it, and went a couple minutes later also into the woods, and there the most amazing thing in my life happened. My mother-in-law knew how to surprise the forest, its inhabitants, and me. Then we got back in the car and continued chatting about topics ranging from her love of gardening to new recipes she wanted to try during her time here. Despite the light-hearted tone of our conversation, I mentally went back to the moments when her unique quirks caught my attention in the woods. When we finally arrived home, my mother-in-law wasted no time in getting down to the chores. She quickly unpacked the suitcases and began to put things in order, arranging things with practical efficiency. Soon she had the food ready and neatly set the table, while I parked the car and took a quick shower. By the time I came out, refreshed and ready to eat, everything was arranged just right. The aroma of her dishes filled the house, creating a welcoming and homey atmosphere. We shared a delicious meal, enjoying a glass of wine and pleasant conversation. She told me stories about her youth and shared advice she thought might be helpful for my career and personal growth. The evening passed without incident, and we parted feeling content and relaxed. Living together for a few weeks had been a learning experience for me. My mother-in-law's presence brings a unique dynamic to our family. She has a way of gently influencing my wife, whether through subtle advice or sharing wisdom from her own life. I had hoped that she would help resolve some of the minor disagreements my wife and I sometimes have, given her thoughtful and balanced perspective. At the same time, her tendency to seek recognition and gratitude added complexity to our interactions. Her stories and little habits have become part of our daily rhythm, making her being here seem equally fascinating and challenging. While not without challenges in our interactions, I am confident that we had a good time. Her ability to adapt to our routines and her innate charm and energy make her a welcome addition to our home at this time. Each day I think more and more about how much she adds to our family dynamic and am grateful for the opportunity to understand her better, especially that moment between us in the woods.